The word that cannot be removed from history, the word that will always be in every one of our minds with different emotion. Why this particular disease only from Kerala? The present day, where the entire world trying to get back to normalcy. What is the mode of transmission? What are the symptoms? Is the treatment option available? So many such questions, keep ringing in our mind, and this video, this discussion is going to provide answers for all the questions that has been raised now. Welcome friends to another interesting and important discussion. The word that everyone is familiar with, the word that cannot be removed from history, the word that cannot be deleted from dictionary, the word that will always be in every one of our minds with different emotion is nothing but the word virus. The present day, where the entire world trying to get back to normalcy from the black days of pandemic, we have started hearing another outbreak called as the Nipah virus. Though this Nipah virus had emerged in pre-pandemic times also, but the present emergence after the pandemic, post-pandemic, raises a lot of apprehensions and concerns in our mind, like what is this virus? Is that similar to COVID-19? What is the mode of transmission? What are the symptoms? Is there treatment option available? Many such questions keep ringing in our mind, and most importantly, why this particular disease only from Kerala? Nipah is being reported only from Kerala and not any other state. So many such questions, keep ringing in our mind, and this video, this discussion is going to provide answers for all the questions that has been raised now. So please do join us with the entire length of the video and keep yourselves updated, and also spread this message to others. So with this information, let's join the journey of Nipah virus. The Nipah virus, it belongs to a family Paramyxoviridae. Some important infectious virus like mumps do belong to this family. The genus Nipah virus, the nucleic acid is going to be RNA, hence it is called as an RNA virus with a negative sense single-stranded RNA structure as a part of nucleic acid. Then it has got 6 structural proteins. So we know that virus is generally made up of a nucleic acid surrounded by a protein. So this has got 6 structural protein. You could see the structure of this virus. It has got a viral RNA. This is going to be one protein, protein 1, protein 2, and this is going to be protein 3, this is going to be protein 4, this is going to be protein 5, this is going to be protein 6. So it has got a negative sense viral RNA with 6 different proteins. So this is going to be the structure of the Nipah virus. I have mentioned here it has got a 6 structural protein. And naturally, this is the important thing that we have to mention. Naturally, it is found in fruit bats and pigs, okay, which are considered as a common reservoir. Okay, so this provides the general information about the Nipah virus. Okay, so this is going to be the as I have seen before, the structural aspects of this NIV. Now, this NIV infection, it is called as a zoonotic infection. It is generally referred as zoonosis. So what do you mean by the term zoonosis? Which means that any disease which is transmitted from animal. Okay, so we have already seen that this particular virus is seen in fruit bats and then pigs. So any chance we get the virus transmitted from the animals, then the disease is called as a zoonotic infection. Then the fruit bat, the genus name is Pteropus medius, fruit bats, and also pigs, subspecies. We have got a different species, okay, so I have commonly written as subspecies. and you could see this is the representation of the fruit bat as well as the pig. Okay, so these are all the common reservoir of this particular virus NIV. Okay, so this is an important picture which has been taken from a journal authored by Raj Kumar Singh et al. In 2019. Now you could carefully examine this picture that this fruit, you could see my the pointer. This fruit bat generally feeds on palm tree, from which this fruit bat should have the viral disease, from which the palm sap is collected. You could see this. Okay, you could see this, and this palm sap containing the virus is being consumed by this particular person, so he is getting infected. So I repeat again, this particular the fruit bat has got the virus, and it's the excreta and everything it's fed on the it's there on the plant, from which the plants the sap is collected, and this is consumed by the person is getting infected. Okay, and you can also see this particular picture where the fruit bat consumes the fruits present in the tree. Again, it is going to shed its excreta and everything, and if a man consumes these fruit, he is getting infected. Okay, so obviously a man is getting infected through what he consumes that has already contaminated by the fruit bat and its excreta. Okay, and this is the another reservoir which is pig. Now you could see that this is an infected, the pig with the virus. This is the infected pork. Okay, this is being either consumed by the person or is being taken to the other countries where the consumption of NIV infected pork, okay, which again leads to the transmission. Once a man is transmitted from the reservoir, either fruit bat or pig, okay, then man-to-man transmission is possible, because we are going to see that this particular virus is going to mainly reside on the brain and the lungs. So whatever way of transmission, okay, there is a droplet infection that we have seen for the COVID infection is also equally applied here. So if a man is infected, then through his respiratory droplets, the other man has got a high chance of getting infected. Hope this is a very important picture that you can, that will clearly explain you how a man, gets a disease from an animal, because this is a zoonotic disease, and how further man-to-man transmission is feasible. Okay, so you get an idea. Now, once a man gets the disease, as I have already told you, the brain as well as the lungs are the two main sites of infection. Now, what sort of symptoms a person exhibits? Now, you could see, it is going to be encephalitis. What is encephalitis? It is going to be brain swelling. And you do have, see, this is regarding brain. And with respect to lungs, you do have ARDS. So, what is ARDS? Acute Respiratory Distress Syndrome. Okay, so whatever the symptom that we have seen in COVID-19 infection is still possible here. Okay, because the lungs are equally infected. Finally, things will lead to multi-organ failure. So this clearly states that this is equally a dangerous disease as COVID-19. Okay, and the general symptom can be a fever, a cough, headache, vomiting, breathing difficulty, disorientation, confusion. So these are the general symptoms that we come across in a patient infected with NIV. Okay, fine. Now, in case if we come across a person with these symptoms, and if a doctor suspects to be an Nipah infection, NIV infection, so what are the diagnostic procedures we have? So we know that in COVID-19 we have the RT-PCR. So such polymerase chain reaction is also feasible here. So you have got a PCR. Then there is a test called as ELISA, which look for antibody. So the one test which is commonly used for screening of HIV. That's what we have read in our textbook. So the same ELISA can also be used here. Then you do have some serum neutralization test. These are all some sophisticated confirmatory diagnostic procedures we have. And we have the immunohistochemistry. So I am not getting the details of these diagnostic, but the point here is we do have some couple of tests to the prove that the person is undergoing Nipah infection. Okay. The question is diagnostics. Where do we is getting done? So generally, though Kerala has got a center to diagnose this NIV infection, Nipah infection. But we have got a very good institute called as National Institute of Virology, which is called as NIV. So mine is going to be capital N, capital I, capital V. The infection is capital N, small I, capital V, right? So this is what is called as NIV. This is an ICMR institute in Pune, which are known for their research in virology. So they are the authorized and well-established laboratories to have the full-fledged diagnostic procedures that we have mentioned here. But depending upon the requirement, the states can have their local centers in which these diagnoses can be done. Okay, fine. What are the treatment options available? So in case if a person is identified with symptoms, then they are diagnosed with this Nipah infection. So what are the treatment options available? So the initial days of the COVID infection, there is no licensed treatment options available. There is no proper the strategy for treatment with doctors. There is always a supportive care. Okay, so whichever symptom rises, so those symptoms should be subsided. Rest, hydration, and symptom management. Okay, there is no proper licensed treatment in treating the disease. But the probable antiviral drug, the probable antiviral drugs can be remdesivir. Hope you would have heard this term during COVID infection. Okay, ribavirin, favipiravir, and there is also an immunotherapy. What is immunotherapy? Treating a disease with antibody. So there is a monoclonal antibodies which is called as M102.4, which is presently under study. These antibody, if proven effective, this can be used for treatment. So these are all the treatment options that we have available. So mainly the research highlights that the symptom management is the key factor in treating the disease. Okay, so in nutshell, we don't have any proper licensed authorized drugs to treat this disease. With this idea, with this background, I am listing here the major NIV Nipah outbreak till now. Okay, so the first Nipah outbreak was from a village called as Sungai Nipah in Malaysia in the year 1998. And you will be surprised to know that the name Nipah has come from its first emergence in this village called as Sungai Nipah. So this is a very interesting information that we have. Then further down the time, you could see an emergence in Singapore in the year 1998-99. Then Meherpur district in Bangladesh in the year 2001. Then Siliguri district in West Bengal state, India 2001. Okay, then Nadia district, West Bengal, India 2007. Here comes the point, Kozhikode district, Kerala, India in the year 2018. Then one change in 2019, rather than from Kozhikode district, we have got it, we have identified from Ernakulam district, Kerala, India 2019. Kozhikode district, Kerala 2021, and at present, we are seeing outbreak from Kozhikode district, Kerala, India 2023. Okay, now one important thing that you can identify is in the recent years, we see a major outbreak from Kerala. And I am giving you the outbreak maps. So whatever I have listed in the table, so I am giving the form of a map. So you could see these red area indicates, where the Nipah outbreaks have happened or is happening, and you could see in India two major states. One is near West Bengal and majority of Kerala. You could see that. Okay, coming to an important question: why do we predominantly see this disease emergence from Kerala? Why not in other states? Okay, So I have highlighted this question even in the beginning. Fine. Well, there is no proper evidence to answer this question, but generally there could be 3 points. Presence of infected bats only in Kerala. Okay, this is one point. Second point is a superior healthcare system prevailing in the state of Kerala. And third one is less chance of disease contraction in other states. So let's see the validity of each and every options available. First is the presence of infected bats only in Kerala, right? As they have identified that the major transmission is from this fruit bat. Initially people thought that since the Keralites have gotten a chance to get exposed with the bats with NIV infection, so people of Kerala is getting this disease more compared to other states, right? But in order to validate this, scientists have conducted an antibody, presence of antibody, NIV antibody. Antibody is something, a protein produced by our immune system against any foreign particle. So here the foreign particle is going to be the NIV virus, okay, Nipah virus. So if antibody is there, which means that the virus should have been or should be there, presently there in the system. It should be around 7 to around 14 states they have considered. Okay, they took, they look for the bats, fruit bats, and they look for the antibody. Surprisingly, all the bats had this NIV antibody, which means including the bats in Pondicherry Union Territory. Okay, so all the bats, okay, they had NIV antibody, which means that, okay, not just the bats in Kerala has got this, the virus, but the entire, the Indian, the country, wherever there is a fruit bat, okay, it is equally infected with virus. Okay, so which means that this particular statement seems to be invalid. You are getting my point? Okay, fine. Next is let's get this less chance of disease contraction in other states. So what is this less chance of disease contraction? So the point that we have already seen is, okay, the fruits or the palm sap which is infected with the bat products and their excreta. If a person consumes with an unhygienic practices, then he will be able to get that particular NIV infection. Okay, so which means that proper hygiene is mandatory here. So less chance of disease contraction in other states due to superior hygienic practices. Okay, which means that we cannot say that the hygiene practices are superior most in other states than in Kerala. Okay, Kerala do have, I'm not sure about the exact research analysis here, but in my point, I don't see any big difference between the hygienic practices between Kerala and other states. So which means that we can also dismiss this particular point, last point. The point is, to summarize, the infected fruit bats are there throughout India. Okay, man have got an equal chance of getting infected NIV, not only in Kerala, but the other states also. Then again, why Kerala? The point is, the best possible reason is superior healthcare system. So what these health officials in Kerala cites is that whenever they see a symptom, a patient with the the prescribed symptom, they immediately look for the presence of this virus, okay, either on their own or sending the sample to National Institute of Virology, Pune. So according to them, the argument is NIV infection is also present in other states, but it remained undiagnosed. Okay, so as I have already said, there is nothing like this is the exact fact. This is all a probable analysis. Okay, even what I am talking, might prove wrong in coming days, but at this present situation, okay, based on the discussion what we had in this slide, okay, the one best reason that we can suggest for why only Kerala, to the question why only Kerala is, even a single patient with the prescribed symptom, okay, his symptoms, his samples are sent to the respective laboratory and then his disease is diagnosed, whereas in other states it remain undiagnosed. So this is the official reason that the Kerala health people cites. Okay, so we are yet to get with the infection, even the research involved with the infection, and then to have a exact details to answer this question. Okay, fine. Now, in recent days, we have got lots and lots of zoonotic infection. Now I hope you know what is a zoonotic infection. So getting an infection from animals. We have got a lot of zoonotic infection. What could be the reason? So I always say the superiority that a man established himself in the planet is what is referred as anthropogenic activity. Maybe I would have overemphasized the meaning for this anthropogenic activity, but in general anthropogenic activity means an activity due to humans. Man always try to establish a superiority. Okay, rapid agricultural fields expansion as well as human civilization. So we keep cutting the forest. So in this case, whichever the fruit palm, fruit bat, which normally feeds on, which normally resides on forest, now it has come to the human contact. So due to this human activity, okay, the man wild animal interaction is completely changing. So thereby, okay, whichever the disease that the wild animals has, a humans has got an increased chance of getting the infection. So hope you get it. Okay, second one is decrease in natural habitat of wild animals. So this is going to be an explanation. So whenever the deforestation happens, obviously the habitat means the natural places for the wild animals to survive is equally comes down. So the wild animals starts residing, coming in contact with the humans. So obviously the disease incidence in humans is going to increase. So all are interrelated. And you do have urbanization. Okay, so urbanization, most people come from villages, different areas carrying the disease, and there are certain diseases which are caused by animals which are normally more in urban area. Okay, fine. And last one is consumption of wild animal. This is also seen in some of the areas where people have started consuming different varieties of wild animals. So thereby they get the increased chance of having the disease. So in short, okay, this particular discussion, okay, in this slide can be summarized in 2 points. So one point is many reasons for the zoonotic disease, okay, is increased contact of humans with the wild animals. One thing. Okay, why is the increased contact of human and wild animal? It is due to the fact that due to the habitat destruction, okay, due to anthropogenic activity, okay, wild animals starts coming into the human civilization area, or the human, we people have got into the wild forest. So thereby increasing the chance of a human getting the disease. So anthropogenic reason seems to be, okay, one important reason for seeing increased case of zoonotic diseases, right? Hope I am not confusing you. Okay, so it is actually a responsibility. Okay, due to this, even there is going to be a significant loss of biodiversity. Okay, right. Next is, so what is the preventive measure? So we have all talked about the various aspects of this disease. So what are the preventive measures? So as I have said, there is a proper hygiene and awareness, that's very important, and improved healthcare system. Okay, so the early diagnosis of the the symptom, identification of the symptom, getting the sample diagnosed, and proper treatment, everything is involved. And this is important, isolating infected persons, animals, whatever we have done during the COVID time, the word isolation, the quarantine, everything is quite familiar to us. So, isolating infected persons, animals and their products, everything should be properly discarded so that the infection doesn't, spread further. And this is nosocomial infection should be avoided. So, this is one important thing. So, what is nosocomial infection? Say, for example, if a patient comes, to an hospital for some disease, while the time of admission, he doesn't have this infection, whereas the healthcare providers, the doctors who are attending, patients in those hospital, they have got the infection. So, while getting treated, okay, those healthcare workers might transmit the disease to the particular patient. This is what is called as, nosocomial infection. Okay, so these are all the different ways of a person getting the disease. So the proper preventive measures should be taken on each and every point. Okay, so hygiene, awareness is equally important, and this is the reason, awareness is one reason why we do this video. Okay, and finally, I have collected whatever information I have provided. Okay, I have collected from reports from World Health Organization, CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and finally, very few interesting facts that I have presented here are from a paper, The Hindu. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you had a complete idea regarding this NIV infection and everything. And in my point, still the research has to continue in giving a clear picture evolving around this the NIV. Hope the outbreak that is happening in Kerala now subsides soon, and let's pray that everyone be happy. Okay, thanks for joining. Okay, please do spread this video to others so that this awareness can spread to each and everyone surrounding you. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you.